This is probably another video you clicked on, hoping to finally understand how to stop being skinny fat. You heard all the advice on YouTube: train 5-7 times a week, do 30 plus sets for chest, and live in the gym if you really want to grow. But what if you could get better results with less time, less pain, and a smarter approach? So, how many sets per muscle you actually need each week? How hard your training should really be, how many days you need to be in the gym, and the big question: should you cut or bulk if you're skinny fat? So that's what I have for you today. I'm gonna fix that. So first of all, what to actually do? You have to avoid junk volume. Lots of people are doing this wrong. They're going to the gym 5 times per week. They're doing so many sets when it comes to single muscle. If you're doing bro split, you have to ditch away the bro split. Doing more than 6 sets per workout for the muscle is nonsense. It doesn't really give that much stimuli anymore. I mean, if you're gonna get more advanced, for sure, maybe doing even 7-8 sets per muscle per session makes sense. But as a whole, right now, you're probably in the beginning of your journey, or you've been struggling to put some size. To be honest with you, 3 sets for one muscle for one session is gonna be a lot of volume for you. To maximize that, maybe you can do 4 or 5 sets. So for example, for the chest, you can do 3 sets for bench press and 2 sets or even 3 sets for pec fly. That's it. You don't want to touch the chest that day anymore. It's enough. It's better for you to just split it. So for example, if I need to do, let's say, 10 sets per week per muscle, then it's better for you to do it 5 today and 5 after like 3 days, something like this. Okay, when it comes to, I'm gonna skip rear for now because later I'm gonna talk about that. So when it comes to warm-up sets, your nervous system have something like you have to wake up your nervous system. So for example, you have to just do warm-up sets before you're gonna do any exercise. First of all, to avoid injury. Second of all, to just simply make your nervous system get ready that you're gonna do something. I always find out that after doing 1, 2, 3 sets of warm-up sets, I feel more confident. That's the first thing. And second thing, I'm always better in the working sets, if that makes sense. Because once your nervous system will get attached to the exercise, it will know what you're gonna do and it's gonna get better. So probably your second and third set's gonna be much better than your first one. Another very important thing is to eat 1 or even 2 hours before your gym session, and don't skip this, because what you're gonna eat will make or break your gym session. So I advise you to make sure you're gonna have complex carbs such as oats, for example. Healthy fats could be pumpkin seeds. You should also add protein, could be of course protein powder, and I would also add simple carbs, could be honey or banana. Banana is, I think, more accessible. You can, and this is what I like to do, is to make it as in a form of shake, and that way you will make sure you will not have any indigestion problems in your session, and you will not have this issue that you want to vomit or something during the session, because this is the last thing you really want to have. When it comes to actually having a plan, this is also a very important thing. If you're going to the gym and you don't have any exercises that you know you should do, then you will just guess. So if you know that you're doing bench press and yesterday you did like 80 kilograms for set, then you will know how to increase that weight. You will know that maybe let's try 82.5, something like this. So I really advise you to, first of all, track your weight, and second of all, have something as a plan, because you only can get better at bench press, at squats, at deadlifts if you're doing them consistently. But if you're going to the gym and you don't know actually what to do, then it's not gonna look that nice. One of the most important is reps in reserve. So basically, intensity of your session. Intensity as a whole is one of the most impactful way when it comes to hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means building muscle. So if you're training close to failure, meaning you're really slowing down the reps, you really struggle to put that weight up if you're bench pressing or if you're squatting, then you will grow some muscle. That's how your body looks, okay? That's how your body works. If you train to light, meaning if I see the person by his face, I can see that he's doing a great job. If you're squeezing your face, if you just feel the difficulties of the last reps, you're doing a great job and you should stick with that. Another thing, if you're doing for the compound movements, example, 10 reps, and you easily can do like 15, 12, and the last one, it doesn't really change than the first one, the first rep, you should increase the weight. We want to if you want to do like, if you have a plan and it says 10 reps, I want you to start feeling discomfort after like 6 rep. So 6 rep kind of difficult, 7, 8, 9 very difficult, and like 10 is extreme, but not to the point that you're gonna go to all the failure. I want you to go first and second set, leave 1, 2 rep in reserve, and the last one you can go to failure, but not in every exercise. On the machine is easy to do it and it's comfortable. When you're bench pressing and you have no one to help you out, then I would advise you to just leave that 1 rep in reserve, and on the first and second set maybe 2, something like this. But this is the biggest one. So many people are avoiding intensity, avoiding going to failure basically, and you will not really grow that much muscle if you will not show your body the reason to it. So also, when you are skinny fat, the thing is what to do. Should you cut? Should you bulk? Should you maintain? I would say you can actually maintain and see where you're gonna go with that. Because your case is this: if you're gonna cut, in the beginning of your journey, you will build some muscle regardless on if you are in deficit or not. However, I think being in slightly deficit, very low amount of deficit, or being even in the maintenance will actually help you out going to get those muscles in the beginning in a very easy way, kind of, because if you are a beginner, you're just gonna touch the bar and you're gonna grow. That's how things are in the beginning. But what you can actually do is to weigh yourself in kilograms or in pounds, but make sure to have it in pounds now. So if you in pounds weight, let's see, my example, I weigh 185 pounds, and 14 means not much activity and 18 means kind of active person. You can choose between that, and what you can actually do is to make it safe, and going just with the dog doesn't make you that much active person, to be honest. So be careful with that. Don't always put like 18. Be honest with yourself. If you really have active days, then you can pump this out. But as a whole, I would do 15, meaning that's my calories. So this is basically 2,775 calories. I would say this is actually kind of accurate number, because I know now that it's 2,700, around this number, that I need to eat in order to maintain my physique. Okay. If you really want to like slightly cut, I would just advise to minus that 200 calories and just eat like this for, let's say, 1 month. If you're losing around like maximum amount of kilograms you should lose in a healthy way, I would say 1.5 kilograms per month. But there is some case, it's very possible for you to not lose any kilograms but looks better, because you're building muscle and losing fat in the same time. So that's how this will look like. I would just advise you to try with that approach. First of all, the most important for you is to have a plan and have very big intensity. Not to the point that you will die or whatever, but this is a nice approach. And try to make it slow deficit or even maintain the weight. You can try with that. I would first maintain the weight. I will not cut the calories. I would just put like it is. And then if nothing is happening really, but it should happen if you're doing this properly, you just don't need to really cut calories. Later down the line, of course, you can try to do it. But as a whole, this is the most important thing. When it comes to actually how many days you should train, if you're gonna train 3 times per week, it's gonna be enough. You don't really need to train in the beginning, in my opinion, 5, 6 times a week. If you have time, you can do it, but you have to remember that you should understand that in the beginning, you just don't need that much volume as a person who trained for 5 years, for example. I hope this helps you out. If you have any question, just send it to the comment section, and that's it. So, ciao.